Magandang araw na naman sa inyong lahat at syempre, welcome back to our channel! Yes, ayan. Nandito na naman ako. As usual, sabi ko nga sa inyo, magsasawa kayo ngayon sa pagmumukha ni Teacher Rocky dahil dire-diretso na ang ating RPMS Serye 2023. Yes, tama po. And for today's video, pag-uusapan natin ang tungkol sa RPMS tool for highly proficient teachers, that is Master Teachers 1 to 4. Pero syempre, katulad ng naipangako ko, isi-shoutout natin ngayon ang mga nag-comment dun sa sinundan nating video, yung ating RPMS tool for proficient teacher 1 to 3. Okay? So, ayan. Ililip ko po dito yung link ng ating video na for proficient teachers para po mapuntahan nyo if in case hindi nyo pa napupuntahan. Pero bago ang lahat, pa-shoutout muna tayo sa ating mga suking subscribers. Unahin ko na si Ma'am Bernadette Irma Cabalya. Ayan, si Ma'am Bernadette po ay suki din natin yan mula pa nung ating unang RPMS serye. Sabi niya, hello po, miss you po. At may isa pa, dalawang message siya, welcome back po. Thank you so much. Natutuwa po ako makita kayo ulit dito sa ating channel. Pero parang hindi naman welcome back. Hindi naman po ako nawala. Kayo yata ang nawala eh. Dire-diretso kaya ang aking videos. Yun nga lang, hindi na tungkol sa RPMS serye. O siguro, welcome back to RPMS serye. Okay, salamat po. And then, of course, si Ma'am Nance Tugnaw. Siyempre, ang ating suki. Si Ma'am Nance Tugnaw ang aking favorite subscriber. Dahil sa kanyang patula. Thank you so much. Sabi niya, thank you, Teacher Rocky. Salamat din po. And another one from Ma'am Lorna Patalinghug. Sabi niya, good PM, Teacher Rocky. Thank you po. Good PM din po. And hello po sa inyong lahat. Another one from Ma'am Kitin Addison. Sabi niya, Teacher Rocky, thank you sa pa-shoutout. Love you. I love you din po. Walang anuman. Eto na naman, shoutout na naman kita. Magte-thank you ka uli sa akin sa comment section nito. Next one is from Chris Pearl Washington. Ang social na apelyido ni Ma'am Washington, pang international. Sabi niya, hello po ma'am, welcome back po. Thank you so much po. And from Ma'am Maura Makalintal. Teacher, pwede po ba makahingi na inyong soft copy ng PowerPoint? Ayan. Ma'am, hindi po ako naka-PowerPoint. Ang ginagawa ko po, ino-open ko lang po yung DepEd Memorandum. Tapos nag-i-scroll lang po ako para makita natin yung mga point na gusto kong i-explain using screen recorder lang po. Opo, yun po ang gamit ko. Hindi po ako naka-PowerPoint, pasensya na kayo. Pero, kung gusto nyo pong gamitin ang ating video para mapaliwanag sa iba or gamitin sa Slack or whatever that you want, wherever you want to use it, okay lang po sa akin. Wala pong problema yun. Pwede nyo pong i-download ang video na to and then pwede nyo pong ipapanood sa iba during your last session meeting or whatever. Ano po, okay lang po sa akin yon. Walang problema. Mas marami pong nakakaalam ng ating mga videos. Mas maganda po. Mas malayo ang nararating ng ating videos. Mas masaya po ako. Kaya, I will appreciate if you will do that. Thank you so much po. Pa-credit na lang. Thank you! So, yun po ang ating pa-shoutout as of right now na ginagawa ko po tong video na to. Okay? So, wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa. Diretso na tayo sa ating video for today. For today's video, ang ating pag-uusapan ay tungkol sa RPMS tool for Master Teacher 1 to 4, Highly Proficient Teachers for School Year 2022 to 2023, according to the DepEd Memorandum number 008 series of 2023, which was released February 3, 2023, entitled Multi-Year Guidelines on the Results-Based Performance Management System Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. Okay? So, katulad ng sa DepEd at katulad ng sa RPMS Tool for Proficient Teacher, we would like to start with Figure 6 of the DepEd Memorandum. And this is the schedule and distribution of classroom observable indicators across quarters for highly proficient teachers for school year 2022 to 2023. So kahit multi-year po ang ating DepEd Memorandum, syempre hindi natin kakayanin diretsuhin yung 3 taon. We'll start with year 1, which is the current school year 2022 to 2023. Now, katulad din po ng sa proficient teachers, ang ating pong memorandum said that for school year 2022 to 2023, only 2 classroom observations are required. So, ganun din po sila. Parehas lang po. Meron din kasi silang mga classroom observable indicators. So, parehas lang po ang proficient and highly proficient teachers, which will have 15 objectives for this RPMS-PPST. Ano po? Tig 15 din, parehas din. But for the highly proficient teachers, they only have 6 classroom observable indicators for year 1. So, the classroom observable indicator 1 and 2 will be weighted for the 3rd and 4th quarter classroom observation. Samantalang ang 3 at 4 ay i-observe lang sa 3rd quarter classroom observation, and 5 and 6 ay i-observe lang para sa 4th quarter classroom observation. Therefore, sa kanilang RPMS, ang i-require lang po ay 2 rating for classroom observation 1 and 2, at saka tig-isa lang po para sa 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yun lang po ang kanilang MOVs or means of verification. Okay? So, let's go straight to the RPMS tool for Master Teacher 1 to 4. We will start with the first objective under KRA 1, Content, Knowledge, and Pedagogy. Objective number 1, modeled effective applications of content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. So, parang parehas din lang po ito ng ating sa proficient teachers. Kaya lang sa kanila, they should be able to show that they modeled, na ipakita nila, naging modelo sila, okay? Naging modelo sila ng effective applications. So, dapat kitang-kita sa kanilang classroom observation how they effectively apply content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. So, for the means of verification, syempre yung kanilang magiging rating sa classroom observation tool, rating sheet, or inter-observer form. Banggit ko lang, with the master teachers or highly proficient teachers, yung pag sila ang ratee, ang rater nila or observer is only the principal or school head, whichever is applicable. So, yun ang mag-observe sa kanilang classroom observation. At yun din ang magiging rater nila. And the approving authority will be the superintendent for small and medium divisions and assistant superintendent for the large and very large divisions. Ano po? So, yun ang kanilang observer and approving authority. So, pag in-observe ni principal o ni school head si master teacher, they will be rated as per the quality and efficiency of their MOVs. So, makakakuha sila ng outstanding or score of 5 if they've demonstrated level 8 in objective 1. So, nag-appear sa COT rating sheet ay level 8 and they get 5 points. They'll get 4 points if they got level 7 and 3 points if they got level 6, 2 points if they got level 5, and 1 point if they got level 4. So, mas mataas ang ang rating standard ng master teacher as compared to proficient teachers. So, because they start, the highest score that they can get is level 8. Okay? And then, the efficiency of the MOB, of the submitted MOB, will also be rated. So, they will get 5 points if the objective was met within the allotted time. Katulad din po dun sa proficient teachers. And 3 points if they met the objective but exceeded the allotted time, and then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. For the computation of the, dahil dalawa lang ang required na classroom observation for this school year, so they will have to compute for the COT rating sheet 1 and 2 get the average, and that will be their score. Ganun din sa efficiency. So, quality and efficiency ang kinocompute for objective number 1. May pakita ko lang yung COT rating sheet for Master Teacher 1 to 4. So, ito po yung example. So, meron silang rating of 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Tapos, that's how they will be rated. And ayan yung 6 na indicators for year 1. Okay, let's move to objective number 2. Objective number 2 for master teachers is non-classroom observable indicator. Okay, hindi po to classroom observable. So, objective number 2, evaluated with colleagues the effectiveness of teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So, dapat daw, they were able to evaluate kasama ang kanilang colleagues, mga kasamahang master teacher, yung tungkol sa effectiveness of teaching strategies. Ano yung mga effective teaching strategies that will promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So for the means of verification, they have to submit number 1, proof of attendance in coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, lab sessions, FGDs, other collegial discussions that highlights the objective. Number 2, they can also submit minutes or notes of coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, FGDs, other collegial discussions that highlights the objective. Number 3, reflection notes of teachers on the coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, lab sessions, FGDs, other collegial discussions that highlights with the objective with proof of attendance. And then last one, performance monitoring and coaching form. Yung ginagawa po nila during phase 2 of our RPMS cycle with annotations highlighting the objective. Okay? So, dapat may kinalaman sa objective yung mga PMCF na isasubmit nila, reflection notes or minutes or notes of the coaching and mentoring. Dapat nakafocus dun sa objective natin, this objective 2. So, for this objective, they will be rated according to the quality and timeliness. Okay? Kasi nga, ito ay non-classroom observable indicator. Under the quality, they will get 5 points if they guided colleagues in the planning for the evaluation of the effectiveness of teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy during meetings, lab sessions, FGDs, other collegial discussions as shown in MOV4. So, makakakuha sila ng 5 points sa quality kung ang maisasubmit nila na MOV is MOV number 4. And that is the PMCF with annotations highlighting the objective. Okay? 5 points yon pag yung PMCF ang naisubmit nila. And then, they will get 4 points naman if they synthesize discussions with colleagues on the evaluation of effectiveness of teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy during meetings, lab sessions, FGDs, and other collegial discussions as shown in MOV3. So, kung ang naipakita nila ay MOV3 ang naisubmit, that is the reflection notes of teachers. Reflection notes po ito ng teachers on the coaching and mentoring session that they did. Okay? That was held. So, kung MOV3 po ang kanilang maisasubmit, that's very satisfactory, 4 points. And then they will get 3 points if they evaluated with colleagues and the effectiveness of teaching strategies and promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy during meetings, lab sessions, FGDs, and other collegial discussions as shown in MOV2. So, kung MOV2 po ang kanilang maisasubmit, they will get 3 points. And 2 points kung MOV1, proof of attendance in coaching and mentoring, 2 points lang po yun kung yun ang may sasubmit nila. So, that's for the, and 1 point if they will not be able to submit any acceptable evidence. Next one, for the timeliness, They will get 5 points if they evaluated with colleagues the effectiveness of teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy across 4 quarters. Okay? So, 4 ang naipakita nilang MOV, and that was held for each quarter. They will get 4 points if they only submitted 3 MOVs. MOVs across 3 quarters. So, kung pang 3 quarter lang. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung kahit nakagawa sila ng 2 or 3 sa isang quarter, isa lang ang pwede nilang isubmit doon. So, hindi ka pwedeng mag-submit ng 4 na MOV of the same quarter. That won't count. Okay? So, they will get satisfactory or 3 points if they were able to submit evidences done across 2 quarters. Sa 2 quarter na ganap. And then 2 points if only 1 quarter. And 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Okay, let's move on to KRA 3. Developed and applied effective teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. So they will have to prove that they were able to develop and applied these teaching strategies effectively para ma-promote yung critical and creative thinking ng mga estudyante. So with this is a classroom observable indicator number 2. Kaya po ang ating means of verification is a classroom observation tool rating sheet or inter-observer form. Rating sheet lang pala kasi usually isa lang mag-observe sa kanila. So wala silang inter-observer. Ano po? Kasi principal or school head lang ang pwedeng mag-observe sa kanila. Okay, for this objective, they will be rated according to the quality and efficiency of the submitted MOV. So, katulad nung classroom observable indicator number 1, 5 points if they got level 8, 7 points if they got level 3, 3 points if they got, 4 points if they got level 7, 3 points if they got level 6, and 2 points if they got level 5, and 1 point if they got level 4 in the rating sheet as observed by their rater. And then yung efficiency, ganun pa rin, they will get 5 points if the objective was met within the allotted time, 3 points if the objective was met but exceeded the allotted time, and 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. So for the computation, only 2 rating sheets, COT rating sheet 1 and 2, kasi po 2 classroom observation lang tayo for this school year. Ganun din po sa efficiency. So for objective number 4, this is now under KRA 2, Learning Environment and Diversity of Learners. Objective number 4, work with colleagues to model and share effective techniques in the management of classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration, discovery, and hands-on activities within a range of physical learning environment. So, ibig sabihin po, they should be able to show that they work with their colleagues, some other master teachers, kung paano imo-model and isi-share ang effective techniques ng classroom management, okay? And the classroom management structure should include how to engage learners individually or in group sa isang meaningful exploration, katulad ng mga group activities or individual activities, mga hands-on activities, individual exploration, and other activities. Ano po? So, dapat nakipag-coordinate sila sa mga master teachers kung ano ba mga technique para po maipakita yung mga effective technique para sa classroom management structure. Okay? So, for the means of verification, this is classroom observable indicator number 3. Okay, so classroom observable indicator din po. So, ang kailangan nilang i-submit is the classroom observation tool rating sheet, which will be rated according to the quality and efficiency. So, kasi nga, ang ating mga classroom observable indicators are rated according to quality and efficiency. Ano po? So, ganun pa rin, they will get 5 points if they achieve level 8, 4 points if they achieve level 7, 3 points if they achieve level 6, 2 points if they achieve level 5, and 1 point if they achieve level 4 in the classroom observation tool rating sheet. For the efficiency, 5 points if the objective was met within the allotted time, and 3 points if the objective was met but exceeded the allotted time, and 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. So for this classroom observation, they will have to submit one rating sheet only. Ano po? So ito yung, tingnan natin yun sa figure 6. Ano? So ito ay i-observe lang during classroom observation for the third quarter. That's classroom observable indicator number 3. Ano po? So isa lang po ang isa-submit ang i-compute for quality and efficiency objective 4. Next, let's move on to objective number 5 under KRA 2 pa rin. Exhibited effective and constructive behavior management skills by applying positive and non-violent discipline to ensure learning-focused environment. So they should they should be able to show that they exhibited, na ipakita nila, na i-apply nila yung effective and constructive behavior management. Okay, paano ba i-manage ang behavior ng mga learners during classroom lesson to ensure learning-focused environment. So, pag meron medyo nagmi-misbehave ng mga estudyante, how do you handle that so that you will still ensure learning-focused environment? So, for this is another classroom observation indicator, classroom observable indicator. So, the means of verification is another COT rating sheet. Katulad pa rin ng dati. They will have 5 points if they got level 8, 4 points if they got level 7, 3 points if they got level 6, and 2 points if they got level 5, and 1 point if they got level 4 in the COT rating sheet as observed by their rater. And for the efficiency, 5 points if the objective was met within the allotted time, and 3 points if the objective was met but exceeded the allotted time, and 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. So for this objective, isa lang po ang i-compute natin, because this objective is classroom observable indicator number 4, which will be observed during classroom observation in the third quarter. Ano po? Ayan po. Malinaw po yan sa ating figure 6. Next one, yung ating dalawang susunod na classroom observable indicators will be observed during the classroom observation in the fourth quarter naman. So, tig-isa lang din yan. So, puntahan na natin yan. Ang ating objective number 6 under KRA 2 pa rin. Work with colleagues to share differentiated, developmentally appropriate opportunities to address learners' differences in gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. Of course, we are all aware that all our students have their own identity with regards to the gender, with regards to their needs, strengths, and interests. So, dapat maipakita that the master teacher was able to work with their colleagues. So, yung mga master teachers, they work together so that they can share differentiated and developmentally appropriate opportunities. Okay, paano ba nila binibigyan ng opportunities ang bawat isang learner with regards to their difference in their gender, needs, strengths, and interests. So, the means of verification is a classroom observation tool rating sheet again, wherein they will be rated according to the quality and efficiency. So, 5 points if level 8, 4 points if level 7, 3 points if level 6, 2 points if level 5, and 1 point if level 4 in their COT rating sheet. And the efficiency, ganun pa rin. 5 points if the objective was met within the allotted time, and 3 points if the objective was met but exceeded the allotted time, and 1 point if no acceptable evidences were shown. And for the computation, only one rating sheet will be required, and that is from the classroom observation in the 4th quarter. Next one, KRA 7 is another classroom observable indicator, developed and applied effective strategies in the planning and management of developmentally sequenced teaching and learning process to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts. So objective number 7 is now under KRA 3, curriculum and planning. So for this objective, the master teacher should be able to show that they were able to develop, nakagawa sila, at nakapag-apply sila during classroom observation ng effective strategies, hindi lang isa, more than one effective strategies kung paano magplano at mag-manage ng sequencing of teaching and learning process. So that would be very evident dun pa lang sa kanilang lesson plan pa lang, makikita na yan kung paano how they were able to manage developmentally the sequence of learning, teaching and learning process. So the means of verification is a classroom observation tool again, rating sheet, wherein the quality and the efficiency will be rated again. 5 points if they got level 8, 4 points if they got level 7, 3 points if they got level 6, and 2 points if they got level 5, and then 1 point if they got level 4 sa kanilang COT rating sheet. And the efficiency, ganun pa rin, because this is classroom observable indicator, 5 points if the objective was met within the allotted time, 3 points if the objective was met but exceeded the allotted time, and 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. For this objective, they will only have to submit one rating sheet, which was done in the classroom observation in the 4th quarter. So, next one, objective number 8 under KRA 3, curriculum and planning. Objective number 8, reviewed with colleagues, teacher and learner feedback to plan, facilitate, and enrich teaching practice. So, dapat nakipag-coordinate sila and they review with their colleagues yung mga teacher and learner feedback to plan, facilitate, and enrich teaching practice. So, they review those feedback from teachers and learners para mas ma-improve pa yung ating teaching practice. So, for this objective, the means of verification will be 3. Any of these 3. Number 1, approve LAC plan. Okay, so dapat meron silang approve LAC plan. Number 2, minutes of LAC, FGD session or other collegial discussions with proof of attendance. So dapat meron minutes of the meeting. Nagkaroon ng LAC session, FGD session, or other collegial discussions at may minutes of the meeting at may proof of attendance. Number 3, performance monitoring and coaching form, yung PMCF. The PMCF po ay ginagawa per quarter. Ano po? Yung performance monitoring and coaching with teachers. So, yun po ang kanilang pwedeng mga evidences. Now, ano yung magiging rating nila? They will be rated according to the quality and timeliness of the submitted MOVs. So, under the quality, they will get 5 points if they guided colleagues in planning for coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, LAC sessions, FGDs, other collegial discussions to plan, facilitate, and enrich their teaching practice through the use of teacher and learner feedback as evidenced by MOV2 or MOV3. So, ibig sabihin po, makakakuha sila ng 5 points kung sila po ay makakapag-submit or makakapag-present ng MOV number 2, that's a minutes of the meeting, with proof of attendance o kaya IPMCF. Okay? Na nagpapakita that they guided colleagues. Nakipag-tulungan sila sa mga colleagues at ginaid nila ang isa't isa in planning or for coaching and mentoring sessions and other meetings, okay? Now, they will get 4 points if they synthesize discussions with colleagues on the review of teacher and learner feedback as evidenced by MOV2. So, ang naipakita lang nila is yung minutes of LAC, FGD session, or other collegial discussion kung saan na-synthesize lang nila or na-discuss within each other. Okay? Walang nangyaring planning, walang nangyaring application. Okay? So, this should be shown in as evidence by MOV2, highlighting the agreement and recommendation during the coaching and mentoring session. So, dun sa minutes of the meeting na isasubmit nila, dapat nakalagay doon kung ano ang naging agreement and recommendation para ma-improve to enrich their teaching practice. Ano po? Ano yung naging agreement and recommendations nila during this coaching and mentoring session. Okay? So, yun yung makakakuha sila ng 4 points. Again, 4 points pag naipresent nila minutes of LAC, FGD session, or other collegial discussion with proof of attendance kung saan they will be able to highlight the agreements and recommendations during the sessions. Next one, 3 points if they reviewed with colleagues teacher and learner feedback through coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, LAC session, FGDs, other collegial discussions as evidenced by MOV2. So, minutes of the meeting pa rin ang na-submit mo, pero hindi mo na i-highlight yung mga agreement and recommendation. Okay? Minutes of the meeting, pero walang highlighted na agreement and recommendation. So, 3 points lang yon. Okay? Next one, 2 points if they plan for the conduct of coaching and mentoring session and other collegial discussion to review teacher and learner feedback as evidenced by MOV1. Na plano nila. Actually, nagkaroon sila ng LAC plan na approve nga, pero hindi na isagawa. Okay? So, LAC plan lang, MOV1, that's 2 points. And 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Okay? For the timeliness naman, dapat they will get 5 points if they facilitated collegial discussions that review teacher and learner feedback with colleagues across 4 quarters. So, nakapag-submit sila ng evidence para sa bawat quarter. Kung ano mang evidence yan. Whether it's approved LAC plan, minutes of LAC, or PMCF, basta pang-apat na quarter. That's 5 points. And then 4 points if it is just for 3 quarters, 3 points kung pang 2 quarters lang, and 2 points pag 1 quarter lang, at 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Next one is objective number 9. Under curriculum and planning pa rin. Objective number 9, advised and guided colleagues in the selection, organization, development, and use of appropriate teaching and learning resources including ICT to address specific learning goals. So, they should be able to show that they were able to advise and guide the colleagues, mga ibang mga master teacher, na advisean nila, na guide nila ang kapwa isa't isa para sa organization development and use of appropriate teaching and learning resources. Kasama na ang paggamit ng ICT during classroom lesson. So, for means of verification, they can provide either one of these 4. Number 1, proof of attendance in coaching and mentoring session, meetings, LAC session, and other collegial discussions that highlights the objective. Okay? Nagkaroon ng LAC session, FGDs, and other collegial discussion concerning this objective. Okay? Dapat, ito yung concern ng meeting and sessions. Ano po? So, proof of attendance, that is means of verification number 1. Number 2, minutes or notes of coaching and mentoring sessions. Yung minutes of the meeting na isinagawa yung meeting. Okay? That highlights the objective in connection with the objective. Number 3, reflection notes of teachers. Dapat makakuha sila ng reflection notes ng mga teachers sa naganap na coaching and mentoring with proof of attendance. Dapat si teacher, nag-attend siya dun sa last session, tapos nagkaroon siya ng reflection note. Okay? So, dapat magkaroon ng coordination with the master teacher and the proficient teachers. Ano po? And then number 4, the PMCF with annotations highlighting the objective. So, dapat naka-highlight na itong objective na to ang naganap or ang na-discuss during the PMCF. So, for this objective, they will be rated according to the quality and timeliness. So, for the quality, they will get 5 points if they guided colleagues in the planning for the selection, organization, development, and use of appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address specific learning goals during coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, LAC sessions, FGDs, and other collegial discussions as shown in MOB4. So, dapat makakakuha sila ng 5 points kung MOB4 ang maisasubmit nila or the PMCF with annotations highlighting the objective. They will get 4 points naman if they will be able to submit evidences number 3, MOB number 3. Okay, yung reflection notes ng teacher tungkol sa naganap na teaching, na coaching and mentoring session. Ano po? So, dapat, pag ito ang naipakita nila yung reflection notes ng teacher, then that's 4 points. They will get 3 points if they were able to submit MOB number 2, yung minutes or notes of the coaching and mentoring session and other collegial discussion that highlights the objective. And then 2 points kung may sasubmit nila is yung number 1 MOB or yung proof of attendance sa coaching and mentoring session and other collegial discussion that highlights the objective. And then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. For the timeliness, they will get 5 points if they were able to submit evidences that happened across 4 quarters. So, 4 na evidences, that is 1 per quarter. And then 4 points if they were able to do it just for 3 quarters. 3 points kung naganap lang to para sa 2 quarters at 2 points kung sa isang quarter lang nangyari to. And then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Next one, let's move on to objective number 10. This is under KRA4 na assessment and reporting. Objective number 10, work collaboratively with colleagues to review the design, selection, organization, and use of a range of effective diagnostic, formative, and summative assessment strategies consistent with curriculum requirements. So they will have to show that they were able to work collaboratively with colleagues, na kipag-usap sila, na they work together para to design, to review the design, para ma-review yung mga design, selection, and organization, at paggamit ng iba't ibang effective diagnostic, formative, and summative assessment. Ano po? Ano yung mga means of verification? Number 1, proof of attendance. Kasi ginagawa naman to, you can show that you work collaboratively during meetings, LAC session, yung mga coaching and mentoring session. So, yun ang dapat nagaganap. And this should happen every quarter. Dapat nagkakaroon ng ganito every quarter. We just have to be aware of the objective. Dapat yung objective ang focus nung magaganap na sessions, na meetings or sessions. So, number 1, proof of attendance in the coaching and mentoring session, meetings, LAC sessions, FGDs, and other collegial discussions that highlights the objective. Number 2, minutes or notes of coaching and mentoring sessions and other collegial discussions that highlights the objective. Minutes of the meeting o kaya notes ang kailangan dito. Number 3, reflection notes of teachers. Okay, nagawa si teacher na reflection note at you can use that, the master teacher can use that reflection notes of the teachers on the coaching and mentoring session and other collegial discussions that highlights the objective with proof of attendance. Okay? So, dapat si teacher nag-attend siya dun sa meeting na yon or session na yon, nagawa siya ng reflection note. So, yon ang magiging means of verification. And number 4 is the PMCF with annotations highlighting the objective. For this objective, it will be rated according to the quality and timeliness. They will get 5 points. If they guided colleagues in planning for the review of the design, selection, organization, and use of a range of effective diagnostic, formative, and summative assessment strategies consistent with curriculum requirements during coaching and mentoring session, meetings, LAC sessions, FGDs, other collegial discussions as evidenced by MOB 5 or MOB 4. Wala pong MOB 5. Hanggang 4 lang yung MOB. Ano to? Okay, so siguro dito kailangan may ipakita nila yung MOB 4. Okay? Wala ba yung MOB 5? So, yung PMCF ang dapat maipakita dito. Okay? With annotations highlighting the objective. So, 4 points naman, if they synthesize discussion with colleagues on the design, selection, organization, and use of a range of effective diagnostic, formative, and summative assessment strategies consistent with curriculum requirements during coaching and mentoring session, meetings, LAC sessions, FGDs, and other collegial discussions as evidenced by MOB 4 or MOB 3. So, pwedeng MOB 4 or MOB 3 ang isa-submit dito, but they will only get 4 points if they synthesize discussion. Naipakita lang nila yung discussions with colleagues. But walang naipakitang pag-guide sa kanyang mga colleagues katulad nung para sa 5 points or outstanding. Next, number satisfactory or score of 3 if they conducted coaching and mentoring session, LAC session, FGD session, and other collegial discussion as evidenced by the MOB 4 or MOB 3. So, walang naipakitang pag-guide kay colleagues, walang naging discussion. They only nag-conduct lang ng coaching and mentoring session or other meetings na may pakita sa minutes of the meeting. That's 3 points. And then, unsatisfactory, that's 2 points if they were able to plan. So, nagplano lang sila, proof of attendance lang. Paano nagkaroon ng proof of attendance kung nagplano lang? Sa ulo tong ano na to, no? Tong objective 10. Okay. So, kung nagplano lang sila, meron lang silang approved LAC plan, may LAC plan lang. So, yun. 2 points lang yun. Anyway, wag na nating i-hit yung score of 2. Lagi tayo dun sa, we should always aim for the highest possible score. And then, 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. And then, for the timeliness, ganun pa rin. Kung naisagawa na ito, 1 for each quarter, nakapag-submit ng 4 across 4 quarters, 4 points kung ito ay across 3 quarters lang, 3 points if this is across 2 quarters, and 2 points if this is across 1 quarter. Or 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Then, objective number 11, interpreted collaboratively. Monitoring and evaluation strategies of attainment data to support learner progress and achievement. So, they were able to interpret collaboratively yung pag-monitor and pag-evaluate mga monitoring and evaluation strategies of attainment data para masupport ang learner progress and achievement. So, for this, there are 5 means of verification. Number 1, dapat may approved LAC or FGD plan. Number 2, any proof of communication with colleagues. Pwedeng text, pwedeng chat, regarding the objective. Ano po? Number 3, results of collaborative interpretation. Ano na yung naging resulta nung pagkatapos nyo mag-collaboration? Number 4, minutes of LAC, FGD, or other meetings with proof of attendance. Dapat to, it highlighted the objective. Ano po? And then number 5, performance monitoring and coaching form, PMCF, with annotations highlighting the interpretation of monitoring and evaluation strategies of attainment data. Then, this will be rated according to the quality and timeliness. So you will get 5 points if they were able to guide colleagues in the planning for the application of results of interpretation of monitoring and evaluation strategies of attainment data to support learner progress and achievement during coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, Slack sessions, FGDs, and other collegial discussions as evidenced by either MOB5 or MOB4. So, pwedeng PMCF o kaya minutes of LAC session ang maisubmit dito, you will get 5 points if you were able to prove that you guided the colleagues, if you guided your colleagues in the planning. Then you'll get 4 points if you synthesize discussion with colleagues on monitoring and evaluation strategies of attainment data during coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, Slack sessions, FGDs, and other collegial discussion as evidenced by MOB 3 or 4. Okay? So, pwedeng 3 results of collaborative interpretation o kaya minutes of the meeting ang inyong maisasubmit. Just make sure that you will be able to show that you were able to synthesize discussions with colleagues. 3 points if they conducted coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, Slack session, FGDs, other collegial discussions to interpret collaboratively monitoring and evaluation strategies of attainment data as evidenced by MOB4 or MOB3. Nagkaroon, they conducted the meeting, highlighting the objective, okay? Na-conduct nila. Pero walang masyadong emphasis if they guided the colleagues or they synthesized discussion, basta they conducted the meeting lang, ang naipakita nila through MOB4 or MOB3, that's 3 points. And then, 2 points if they only plan, as evidenced by MOB1, approved LAC or FGD plan, o kaya ay number 2, any proof of communication. Nasabihan mo lang si colleagues, we're going to have a LAC session or meeting, or there will be a LAC meeting or FGD session, something like that. So, plinano nyo lang, that's 2 points. And then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Next one, for the timeliness naman of this objective, ganun pa rin. If you were able to do this across 4 quarters, that's 5 points. If it is across 3 quarters only, that's 4 points. If it is across 2 quarters only, that's 3 points. And 2 points if it is only for 1 quarter. And 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Next one, we'll go to objective number 12. Under assessment and reporting pa rin. Objective number 12, applied skills in the effective communication of learner needs, progress, achievement to key stakeholders including parents or guardians. Okay? So, nakapag-apply kayo, nakapagpakita kayo ng skills in the effective communication of learner needs, progress, and achievement sa mga key stakeholders. Okay? So, paano ito maipapatunayan? The means of verification, any one of the following documents. Isa lang sa mga sumusunod na documents. Sample of learners' test results signed by parents and corresponding evidence of improvement. So, nagpa-exam, nagpa-test, tapos pinapirmahan ang result kay parent at nagpapakita ito ng corresponding evidence of improvement. Next one, attendance sheet or minutes of parent-teachers conference. Record of dialogue and or parent-teacher or teacher conferences and corresponding evidence of improvement. Next one, anecdotal record communicated to and signed by the learners and or parents with corresponding evidence of improvement. And then sample of accomplished rubrics given for performance tasks and corresponding evidence of improvement. Next one, sample agreement for learners at risk signed by parents and corresponding evidence of improvement. Next one, signed report cards of students at risk with corresponding evidence of improvement. Next one, accomplished home visitation forms signed by the learners and or parents, and then proof of communication with wider school community stakeholders or other, you just have to specify. This objective will be rated according to the quality and timeliness. Under the quality, you can get 5 points if you utilize effective strategies to communicate learner needs, progress and achievement to wider school community stakeholders as evidenced by submitted MOV. So, nakapag-submit ka ng isa dyan, ng one of those required MOVs, and this shows that you were able to utilize the strategies to wider school community. Okay? Hindi lang sa isang key stakeholder, sa mas malawak na school community. So that should include the school administrative department and parents, students, at pwede rin yung ating mga LGUs. Okay? So that's wider school community. Kung nasa ganong level yung maipakita mong evidence, then that will be 5 points. And then 4 points if you were able to utilize these strategies to parents or guardians. Okay? So, isa sa mga means of verification na nagpapakita that you were able to engage parents or guardians. That's 4 points. Then, 3 points naman if you were able to do this to internal stakeholders. Sa loob lang ng school, for example, sa kapwa niyo teacher, or sa mga school leaders, or sa mga non-teaching staff. Okay? So, dun lang sa school, within the school level lang, yung ating submitted MOV, that's 3 points. And then 2 points lang if this means of verification was only within your learner, or within the class, or you did this to a learner within the class. Okay? So, naipakita mo lang sa learner. Hindi mo na in-engage si parents o kaya si guardian or other key stakeholders. That's 2 points. And then 4 or 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Now, the timeliness, ganun pa rin. Ang timeliness ay nire-rate 5 points if you were able to do it for 4 quarters, 4 na quarter. Tapos, 4 points kung 3 quarters lang. And then 2 points kung 3 points kung 2 quarters lang. And then 2 points kung 1 quarter lang. Okay? And 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Next one, malapit na tayo matapos. Objective number 13. This is under KRA 5, Personal Growth and Professional Development. Objective number 13, manifested a learner-centered teaching philosophy in various aspects of practice and support colleagues in enhancing their own learner-centered teaching philosophy. So, ibig sabihin, the master teachers or the highly proficient teachers should be able to manifest a learner-centered teaching philosophy. Dapat nakikita sa kanila yung learner-centered teaching philosophy. And they were able to support their colleagues, other teachers. They were able to support other teachers also with regard to their own learner-centered philosophy. Okay? So, sinuportahan din nila, ginaid din nila yung ibang teacher. So, the means of verification is a reflection or journal entry in the following documents that highlights the manifestation of learner-centered teaching philosophy in any of the following. So, kailangan magkaroon sila ng reflection or journal entry with regard to number 1, PMCF. Okay, nagawa sila ng reflection tungkol sa naganap or isinagawang PMCF. And then number 2, with regards to sample lesson plan of colleagues, with annotations about enhancing their learner-centered teaching philosophy. Number 3, minutes of LAC session or sessions about enhancing teachers' learner-centered teaching philosophy through lesson planning. And then number 4, approve LAC plan with regards that highlights the objective. Ano po? And then number 5, lesson plan exemplar used during a learning action cell or LAC session. This objective will be rated according to the quality and timeliness of the submitted MOV. So under the quality, they will get 5 points if they submitted MOV that details the consistent involvement of learners in the teaching learning process resulting from the application of a personal philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered. So, dapat dun sa reflection or journal entry na isasubmit nila, maidetalye nila the consistent involvement of learners. Paano nila consistently ini-involve ang learners with regards to the teaching learning process na nagpapakita ng kanilang personal philosophy of teaching. That is learner-centered, okay? 4 points, if they submitted MOV, that reflects involvement of learners, okay? So, yung reflection or journal entry only reflects the involvement of the learners. Hindi dinetalye yung consistent involvement ng mga learners. Okay? Nag-reflect lang. So, that is 4 points. 3 points if they submitted MOV that shows the application of personal philosophy. Nagpapakita lang kung paano ina-apply yung personal philosophy that is learner-centered. Yun lang ang nakita sa reflection note, then that's 3 points. 2 points naman, if they submitted these reflection notes or journal entry that indicates a personal philosophy of teaching that is not learner-centered, okay? So, meron siyang reflection note, journal entry that indicates personal philosophy pero hindi naman learner-centered, okay? And then 1 point, if no acceptable evidence was shown. For the timeliness, katulad pa rin ng dati, they will get 5 points if they were able to apply the personal philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered across 4 quarters. Okay? So, yung evidence na naipakita nila, they were able to provide evidences for each quarter, each of the 4 quarters. And then, 4 points kung pang 3 quarters lang, 3 points kung pang 2 quarters lang, and then 2 points kung pang 1 quarter lang, and then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Next one, for objective number 14, this is still under personal growth and professional development. Objective number 14, reflected on the Philippine professional standards for teachers to plan personal professional development goals and assist colleagues in planning and achieving their own goals. Okay? So, dapat nakapag-reflect si master teacher tungkol sa PPST or everything about PPST to plan personal professional development goals. Okay? Yung ating individual development plan which is based on the PPST. At ganun din, dapat naalalayan din niya, they were able to guide or assist other teachers as well with their own goals. So, the means of verification, number 1, certification from the ICT coordinator, school head, or focal person in charge of ESAT. Certification na you were able to accomplish ESAT. And then number 2, the IPCRF development plan during phase 2 of the RPMS cycle. Number 3, PMCF, okay, kung nakapagsagawa ng PMCF. Number 4, the mid-year review form or MRF. And number 5, updated IPCRF development plan from phase 2. For this objective, it will be rated according to the quality, efficiency, and timeliness of the submitted MOV. Under the quality, they will get 5 points if they were able to updated professional development goals during phase 2 of the RPMS cycle as evidenced by MOV 5. So, makakakuha ng 5 points kung MOV number 5 ang kanilang na-submit na evidence that is the updated IPCRF-DP from phase 2. So, nakagawa sila ng IPCRF-DP sa phase 2 and they were able to update that at the end of the RPMS cycle, then that will be 5 points. 4 points naman kung ang naipakita lang nila ay yung mid-year review form kung saan they discuss progress on professional development goals with the rater during the mid-year review. Okay? So, 4 points pag MRF, 3 points kung they were able to set professional development goals based on ESAT results as evidenced by either MOV2 or MOV3. Okay, so ang naipakita nila ay MOB2 o kaya ay MOB3 lang. That's IPCR FDP during our phase 2, and then yung number 3 naman, PMCF. And then they will get 2 points if they were able to just submit evidence number 1, or means a verification number 1. And then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Under the efficiency, they will get 5 points if they were able to submitted 4 of the 5 acceptable MOBs. Meron silang 4. That's 5 points. 4 points kung meron silang 3 niyan. 2 points kung meron silang 2 niyan. At 2 points kung isa lang ang meron sila niyan. And then 1 point kung wala silang evidences. For the timeliness, they will get 5 points if all submitted MOBs were accomplished within the prescribed RPMS phase. Kasi itong 5 to are done in different RPMS phases of the RPMS cycle. So, dapat makakakuha sila ng 5 points kung ang bawat isa ay naisagawa nila according to the RPMS cycle. Okay? And then, they will get 4 points kung 3 lang dyan ang naisagawa nila sa tamang RPMS phase. And then, 3 points kung 2 lang dyan ang nagawa nila sa tamang RPMS phase of the RPMS cycle. And then, 2 points kung isa lang ang sumakto sa RPMS cycle dyan sa 5 MOBs na yan. And 1 point kung walang acceptable evidence na naipakita. And for our objective number 15, the last objective of the RPMS tool, under plus factor, objective number 15, perform various related works or activities that contribute to the teaching-learning process. Okay? So, magpapakita lang tayo ng evidence that we perform other works or related works or activities that contribute to the teaching and learning process. Dapat it should show that it is within the teaching and learning process. So, the means of verification, any proof that the master teacher serve as facilitator or speaker, serve as demonstration teacher, serve as a member of the technical working group, serve as OIC in the absence of the principal, represented the principal in meetings and conferences, observed classes of teachers 1 to 3. Ginagawa naman talaga nila yun, assisted the school selection committee in the evaluation of credentials when hiring or promoting teachers, serve in a committee, serve as advisor to curricular activities, serve as coordinator or chairperson, authored, contributed to a book or journal, coach and mentored learners in competitions, mentored pre-service or in-service teachers, conducted research within the rating period, and others. You just have to specify with annotations on how it contributed to the teaching and learning process. So, bawat isa submit na means of verification, dapat may annotation on how it contributed to the teaching learning process. Okay? For this objective, it will be rated according to the quality, efficiency, and timeliness of the submitted MOV. Under the quality, they will get 5 points if they performed at least one, isa lang dyan sa mga yan, beyond the school or beyond the community learning center. Okay? So, pag lumabas na ng school, dyan lang sa may gate, charot, halimbawa, nag-district or other school, pumunta ka sa ibang school within the district or school within the division. So, labas na ng school yan. That's beyond the school na yan. So, that's 5 points. 4 points if the submitted MOV was within the school. School-wide. Okay? 3 points if it is within the learning area or department. Sa department nyo lang. Math department, senior high school department. Yung evidence na pinakita mo is within your department lang or within your learning area. That's 3 points. 2 points if it is performed within the class. Sa loob lang ng klase mo, nangyari, naganap. So, that's 2 points. And 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. Under the efficiency naman, they will be rated 5 points if they submitted MOV that details the achieved positive contribution to the teaching learning process as evidenced by the annotation provided. So, kailangan maipakita mo sa annotation ng iyong submitted MOV that you detail na isa-isa mo the achieved positive contribution, yung mga na-achieve na positive contribution to the teaching learning process nung isinagawa mong various related works and activities. Okay, dinitalye mo. Paano to naka-achieve ng positive contribution to the teaching learning process. 4 points if you submitted MOV that details the perceived positive contribution to the teaching learning process as evidenced by the annotation provided. So the efficiency will be based on your annotation. Paano mo ipinakita sa annotation mo. So 5 points kung na-detalye mo kung paano naka-achieve ng positive contribution to the teaching learning process. 4 points if you were able to detail the perceived. Ano yung pwedeng maitulong nito sa positive contribution nito sa teaching learning process. Ano yung pwedeng maging positive contribution ng isinagawa mong related work or activity para sa teaching learning process. 3 points if you will be able to show reasonable interlap with the actual teaching learning process. So sa annotation na i-submit mo with your submitted MOVs, na ipakita mo reasonable interlap with the actual teaching learning process. And then 2 points if the submitted MOV that shows considerable overlap with hence significantly affecting the performance of the actual teaching learning practice. So pwedeng maipakita mo lang na meron naman tong significant effect sa teaching learning practice. Okay, so that's 2 points. And then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. For the timeliness, 4 points if you're able to submit MOVs across 4 quarters. Ang hirap. 4, okay? 4 na MOVs, 1 for each quarter. Kung 3 quarter lang, that's 4 points. Kung 2 quarter lang, that's 3 points. Kung 1 quarter lang, that's 2 points. And 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. That's it for our RPMS tools for highly proficient teachers. That is Master Teacher 1 to 4 for school year 2022 to 2023. Sana po ay naunawaan nyo at may napulot kayo kung paano natin kukumpletohin ang ating RPMS portfolio. If you have any questions, objections, clarifications, corrections, tatanggapin ko po lahat yan. You can put that on the comment section. And I will be doing a different video that will explain each of these objectives from objective 1 to 15, kung paano to gagawin, anong mga proof of evidences ang pwede nating ipakita, mga sample evidences and lesson plans. Gagawa po tayo niyan. Abangan nyo lang po. After po magawa yung para sa proficient teachers, isusunod na natin para sa highly proficient teachers. Ano po? So, once again, thank you so much for watching our videos. I hope to see you again at sa mga susunod pa nating mga videos dahil marami pa yan. Sana po ay abangan nyo at supportahan nyo. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like these videos. And subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. Pagka-subscribe nyo po, ipindutin nyo na din yung notification bell to bell all para po siguradong ma-update kayo lagi, manonotify kayo every time mag-upload tayo ng bagong video para wala pong lumalagpas sa inyong paningin. Dahil ang ating RPMS Serye 2023 ay tuloy-tuloy na po, wala nang makakapigil dito, dire-diretso na po tayo. And I am hoping to see you on our every videos. Thank you so much. And God bless you everyone. Keep safe.